Hello my darlings, on today's tutorial I'll show you how to make this sailor bow embellished with the rhinestones. To make my sailor bow I'll be using this satin fabric which I prepared last time. I glued these rhinestones on this satin fabric on my previous tutorial, and this satin fabric looks like that, and when I fold I can see through the rhinestones on the other side. So I will line this satin fabric with this cotton fabric. So I will place this cotton fabric underneath the satin fabric. I'm placing this satin fabric on top, and as you can see I have cut corners on this satin fabric on both sides. This pattern piece is 76 centimeters long before I cut the corners and 15 centimeters wide. I'm folding this pattern piece in half like that, and I'm placing pin in the center there. Next I'll fold this pattern piece in half so the satin right side is inside like that, pinning edges together on both sides like that, and I'll pin all edges together like that. So all of the edges are pinned now, looks like that, and also there. And there I will leave middle open. Next I'll prepare this pattern piece which is 12 centimeters by 8 centimeters. I'm placing this satin fabric on top and folding it in half so the satin fabric's right side is inside, pinning edges like that, and also straight stitch there. Before I sew these pattern pieces, I'll change a foot on my sewing machine so I don't sew over these crystals on these pattern pieces, and I'll change into this thin zipper cording foot. So I'm changing the foot to a thin foot like that. And seam allowance on these two pattern pieces will be 5 millimeters. I will leave this middle bit open. Both pattern pieces are sewed now, and here they are. First I will turn this pattern piece to the right side. I'm using safety pin and I'm turning this pattern piece to the right side. I'm flattening this pattern piece flat like that, and this is how it looks. Next I'm cutting each end on this pattern piece straight like that, and I'm burning edges so they don't fray. So this pattern piece is prepared now. Next I will use these pinking shears and I will cut edges on this pattern piece so the edges don't fray. Next I'll turn this pattern piece to the right side using this opening. And I will use this needle to sharpen corners on each end like that. So both corners are prepared now. Next I will sew up this opening with the invisible stitch. I'm sewing invisible up and down stitch like that. I will double sew this stitch so it is secure. So here's a sewed up opening and it looks like that. Next I will iron both of these pattern pieces. Here are my both ironed pattern pieces and they look like that, nice and flat. Next I'm folding these two corners together like that, pinning a center there, opening this pattern piece open like that, and I will measure 7.5 centimeters from the center, and I will add a pin there, and we'll do same on other side like that. Longest corner on this pattern is facing down on both sides. Next, I'm folding this pattern where that 7.5 centimeter pin is on one side and other side like that. So that's the center where the pin is, and where that fold is center as well. So I'm going to repeat that, so it looks like that. And where these two patterns meet up there in the center there, they are aligned with the needle in the center. Next, I'm using needle and thread, and I will gather this middle part like that. I'm sewing up and down stitch, and I'm gathering middle center like that. And now I'm gathering all of the layers like that. I'm grabbing all of the layers with my fingers like that, and I'm sewing all of the layers together. And this is how it looks. I'm cutting thread off, removing the pins. So here's my sailor bow nearly finished. Next, I will use this hair clip, and I'll glue this hair clip at the back of this felt fabric piece. I'm applying hot glue at the back of this hair clip, and I'm gluing this hair clip on top of this felt fabric piece like that. And to double secure this hair clip on a felt fabric piece, I will sew down this hair clip on a felt fabric piece like that. And here's my prepared hair clip, and it looks like that. Next, I will prepare this button piece, and I will glue this button piece in the center there. I'm turning my sailor bow to the wrong side, applying hot glue on the wrong side of this button piece, and I'm gluing this button piece at the back of the center of my sailor bow, turning this sailor bow to the right side like that. So this is the right side of the sailor bow, and I'm wrapping that small button piece around the center like that. So this is the right side. Next, I'm turning this sailor bow to the wrong side, applying hot glue there in the center, turning this button piece like that, and I'm gluing this button piece down where the glue is like that. So this is how it looks. Next, I'm applying hot glue on this felt fabric piece, and I'm gluing this felt fabric piece at the back of this sailor bow there. So this is how it looks. This is the wrong side of the sailor bow. Looks like that. And this is the right side of the sailor bow. And my sailor bow is finished. If you have any questions how to make this satin sailor bow, please comment down below in a comment box. I will add all materials which I used on today's tutorial in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope it was useful. I'll see you next time. Love, Anita.